Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CTN Community Update. A blanket of snow covered the city this week after an April snowstorm dropped about 9 inches on the area. And as CTN's Jennifer Anderson discovered, many of the spring activities we would normally be doing by now will just have to wait.
Sounds of spring are buried under April snow.
That's Midwest. Midwest as it comes.
Wind-whipped snow has spring routines on the sidelines, and
I'm ready for spring.
everybody talking.
I'm ready for spring. It'll go away. It won't last long.
I have shoveled at least 3 times already this morning, and it seems a little bit too much in April.
It's enough to create significant delays throughout the city. Fire hydrant flushing is pushed back. Pothole repairs will take longer. And those ball fields? Well, Coon Rapids Public Works estimates it could be May before a welcome crack of the bat rings out on local fields.
This is always difficult.
Director of Golf Tim Anderson says the winter snap is also a huge disruption at Bunker Hills. Last year at this time, golfers had already played 2,500 rounds.
You know, as a golfer, this is excruciating, and we have people calling every day saying, when are we going to open, when are we going to open? But, you know, just as a human being, it's time for us in Minnesota to get outside.
In the meantime, the lack of business outside is driving golfers, like Sally West and her friends, indoors. The 4 simulators at Bunker Hills are packed.
Simulator golf is a lot of fun, but it's not like playing out in the real element. So last year, I think we were on the course by this time.
Calls we've received in the past week or two have been unbelievable. We could have sold 20 simulators up because everybody is absolutely ready to get out and play golf. They'll take golf any way they can get it.
Anderson is hopeful golf will move to the actual greens in about 2 weeks, weather permitting, of course.
Once you get into April, you start really seeing that financial toll of the lack of golf revenue. We'll take the bad, we'll take the good, and hopefully we'll come out on the other end of it looking pretty darn good with a busy, beautiful summer.
For CTN Update,
Stay up.
I'm Jennifer Anderson.
As of April 1st, winter parking restrictions are no longer in effect, but with more snow in the forecast, the city is asking for patience and that residents avoid parking cars on the street until after plows have cleared the snow. Meanwhile, something that isn't delayed by the weather, extended hours at the Anoka County compost site. April marks the beginning of longer hours, which means you can drop off at the site now, snow or shine, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays, 9 to 5 on Saturdays, and noon to 5 on Sundays. In other news, everyone is safe after a campus lockdown at the Anoka Technical College on Thursday. Police responded shortly after 11 a.m. when both a student and a staff member at the college reported an unidentified person acting suspiciously. Campus security and administrators made the decision to initiate a lockdown. Everyone in the building was instructed over loudspeakers to lock themselves inside the classrooms.
It was scary because these things have been happening all over the country, and then, you know, that's the first place your mind goes now, is even before we heard anything about the possibility of it being an active shooter. It's like, okay, where is this person? What's going on? So it was scary.
Police believe the suspicious person left campus before law enforcement arrived. The lockdown lasted just a little more than an hour, and police say no gun, no danger, and no threat was ever involved. But the response was complicated a bit by a scared student who sent a text during the lockdown. The student sent a message from inside the school to a relative that mentioned a man with a gun. That prompted an additional police response.
We quickly determined that that was not the case. We identified the individual that had made the text, and they disclosed to us that it was out of fear of not knowing what was going on.
The suspicious person who prompted the initial lockdown was never found. Anoka police will continue to investigate and hope to identify that person. All activities at the Anoka Technical College and the Step High School, which is also in the building, were canceled for the rest of the day. Law enforcement agencies across the state will be beefing up patrols in the next 2 weeks, looking for distracted drivers on Minnesota roads. Authorities say distracted driving contributes to 1 in 5 crashes in Minnesota, and texting continues to be a big problem. Citations issued for texting jumped nearly 23% between 2016 and 2017. Minnesota's no texting law makes it illegal for drivers to read, send text and emails, or surf the web while the vehicle is in motion or a part of traffic, which includes sitting at a stoplight. The distracted driving crackdown starts April 9th and continues through April 22nd. Minnesota's two seasons appear to be colliding this year. As winter's grip continued this week, MnDOT laid out its plans for road construction season, which is pretty much here. The big project that will impact motorists in the North Metro is the reconstruction of Highway 169 in Champlin. The project, which started last fall, involves the replacement of the Elm Creek bridges, along with the realignment and resurfacing of Highway 169 between the Mississippi River and Highway 610. This year's work will require single-lane traffic through much of the construction season, along with the closure of several intersections.
And if the weather gives us a break, single-lane head-to-head construction will begin on Monday, April 23rd in the Champlin area. We expect to complete work and fully open that road by mid-September of this year, giving motorists a safer, reduced congestion and smoother riding roadway, and increase better accessibility for pedestrians.
Other projects worth noting in the North Metro include work on the Highway 65 corridor between Spring Lake Park and East Bethel to reduce conflict at intersections by adding and extending turn lanes. A new traffic signal will also be installed at the intersection of Highway 65 and 105th Avenue. A freeway lighting project will take place on Highway 10 between University Avenue and Interstate 35W. And traffic management systems will be installed on the Highway 610 corridor between the Mississippi River and Highway 169, as well as on the University Avenue corridor from Coon Rapids to Columbia Heights, where signal timing will also be improved. Earth Day is just around the corner, and so is the opportunity to help spruce up a popular park and fishing spot on the Mississippi River. CTN's Dan Carpenter has details on an upcoming trash pickup event at the Coon Rapids Dam.
The view from the Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park is impressive. But undesirable remnants of human activity have accumulated along its banks.
Throughout the year, and certainly through the winter, all kinds of trash comes down the Mississippi River and gets deposited in our park.
The Three Rivers Park District is hosting a trash pickup event on April 22nd, Earth Day.
First of all, it's a beautiful park. It's just a fun thing to do with your family. But the Mississippi River is a part of Minnesota where we all connect to the Mississippi in some way, and keeping our river clean is an important part of being a Minnesotan.
Every year, a lot of fishing line, hooks, and lures are found, along with some unusual items.
Along the river, we found a piece of an old railway system that was used to create the dam back when it was first built, but we've also found statues. I think it would be really fun to have a competition for the most unusual piece of trash found in the park during our trash pickup.
With all that trash gone, users of the park can bank on another enjoyable fishing season at the Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park. Dan Carpenter for CTN Community Update.
The Three Rivers Park District will provide trash bags and gloves, but recommends dressing for the weather and the possibility of mud. Again, the Earth Day River cleanup is taking place on Saturday, April 22nd from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Coon Rapids Dam on the Brooklyn Park side of the river. The cleanup is being organized by the Three Rivers Park District and Conservation Minnesota. Arbor Day is also quickly approaching, and the city is once again selling trees to residents. There's a wide variety of apple and shade trees available for purchase. Trees are sold in bare root form and range between 6 and 8 feet tall. There's a limit of 4 trees per household. They must be picked up May 4th and planted the same day. To place an order, call 763-767-6455. You can also find more information on the city's website, coonrapidsmn.gov. And that is going to bring us to the end of today's show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here again next week.